Hi everybody! It's time for another day of virtual extended school year. Hello everyone! We're glad you're here today. Hello everyone! We're glad you're here today. Tutti frutti, ah Rudy. A wop bop a loo bop a wop bam boom. I hope everybody had a great Monday. It was our first day of extended school year yesterday. It was Monday, so that means that today it is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. All day long, all day long. Yesterday was Monday. Tomorrow will be Wednesday. Today is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. All right, it's Tuesday, and our month is June. June is our month, and we had the sunglasses for our symbol because it's hot and sunny outside in the month of June. So I've got the sunglasses. June is the month. June is the month. Hi-ho, did you know June is the month? Yesterday, it was the 15th day of June, and today it is the 16th day of June, and 16 is a 1 and a 6. 16. Let's clap our hands 16 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Good job. Clapping as we said our numbers. Miss Delaney is going to do weather and pick a song today, so I will jump right into our first activity, which is reading our book about spending the day at the beach, just like we read about yesterday. This one is called A Day at the Beach by Ed Bryant, and it is about a family of panda bears who are going to go to the beach and do different things. So let's see what they do. One perfect morning, Dad drove Alice B and Baxter to look at the ocean. And it shows a picture of them driving in the car, and there's sailboats in the ocean and a lighthouse. It was clear and blue with tiny waves that sparkled in the sun. Sounds like a perfect day. The water looks so nice, said Baxter. I wish we had our swimsuits. Let's go back and get them, said Alice B. It'll only take a half an hour. Dad drove Baxter and Alice B back to the house. They changed into their swimsuits, and Dad took them back to the beach. So they show them driving home, changing their clothes, and driving back. Alice B and Baxter ran straight to the ocean and dived in. The water felt really good. Wow, look at all those fish, said Baxter. I wish we had our goggles. Let's go back and get them, said Alice B. It'll only take half an hour. Dad drove Baxter and Alice back to the house. They found their goggles, and Dad took them back to the beach. So they show them in their car driving back home and driving back to the beach. Baxter and Alice swam underwater and looked at all the fish. Oh, there's so many colorful fish they're looking at. After that, they played on the sand. Alice B did a cartwheel. I wish I had my camera, said Baxter. Let's go back and get it, said Alice B. It'll only take a half an hour. Dad drove Baxter and Alice B back to the house. They found Baxter's camera, and Dad took them back to the beach. Drove all the way back for the camera. Baxter took some pretty pictures of Alice B. Alice B took some silly ones of Baxter. So there's pictures of Alice B with her goggles on and standing in the sand. And there's pictures of Baxter with his hands in the air and buried in the sand and splashing in the water. Hey Baxter, said Alice B, I'll bet I could make a better sandcastle than you. I wish we had our shovels, said Baxter. Let's go back and get them, said Alice B. It'll only take a half an hour. Dad drove Baxter and Alice back to the beach. They found their shovel, or back to the house. They found their shovels, but this time, Dad drove them back to the beach in his big truck. In the back were the shovels and absolutely everything else that Dad could think of. So he's got instruments and some ladders and some other toys in his truck because I think he was tired of driving back and forth. It was very hard to say whose castle was best. Oh, Baxter has a tall castle and Alice has a taller castle. And Alice has shells around, lots of shells around hers. Baxter just has a few shells. It's hot, said Alice B. I wish Bucky Henderson was here, said Baxter. We could use his paddle boat. Let's go back and get him, said Alice B. It'll only take a half an hour. Now they want a boat. Who needs a paddle boat when you've got me, asked Dad, lifting Baxter and Alice B high in the air. Then he charged down the beach and jumped into a wave with a big splash. Dad floated on his back while Baxter and Alice B sat on his tummy. So they're sitting on his tummy and he's floating in the water. They watched the sailboats flying over the waves. Looks like they're going so fast. On the way home, they stopped for ice cream. It only took them half an hour. And they show the truck that is full of all of the stuff that they took to the beach. They went back and forth to the home and to the beach so many times. All right, a couple different activities for today is the first one. I thought if you have a beach ball or just any sort of ball, you can roll it back and forth and pretend that you're at the beach or throw it back and forth. But we could pretend that you're having a beach day just like Alice B and her family. Another activity I used was, I had some craft sand that I put into a black little tray. And then I used a piece of sidewalk chalk and colored on it to make it turn. This time I'm using pink, but I did have, earlier I had done some blue and it worked. It turned the sand blue. You could also use salt if you don't have access to sand. And the sand, or the salt, turned blue as well. All right, so that would be a good sensory activity, feeling the texture of both the sand or the salt, whichever you prefer to use. Another activity is I used half of a coffee filter and painted it like we did previously for some activities, and made it into a jellyfish with yellow tissue paper. So we needed a half of a coffee filter, some tissue paper or regular paper that you could color on. And then I've added googly eyes too, but you could draw googly eyes or paint your eyes. And it's turned into a jellyfish, a colorful jellyfish. All right, Miss Delaney will be posting the weather and a song for today in a different video later on. So we will see you all tomorrow.